Hey guys, Aaron Sansoni here. Hope you can hear me, hope you can see me. We're pumped about this Aaron Live show. We get to do it once a month, broadcast right around the world. And as long as I don't say anything about Mark Zuckerberg, we don't get thrown off Facebook, right? So welcome to this month's episode of Aaron Live. We're pumped to be hanging out with you guys for about an hour. We've got a bunch of things to share with you to help you if you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and if you're really looking at how you can accelerate your life. It's November, it's 2018. This is our 11th show in a row, monthly show, and we're so excited to be doing this one, November 2018, Aaron Live. So let's get stuck into another episode that we have together for Aaron Live. Here we are back, we are live. I can see we're live. I can see myself on Facebook. I can see you, and we're hanging out here at Aaron Live. So welcome to our 11th episode, here at Aaron Live, guys. Welcome. We're pumped and excited to be here, hanging out with you for an hour. I get together and hang out and just share with you what's been happening in the business world, some things that I think are working well, and some things I think are a bit funny. And we always start off with our first segment. The first we like to hang out here at Aaron Live is the very, very first thing that we talk about. And we call this, right? This is the first time you've been here before. You gotta love this thing, right? We call this one the Biz News. Welcome to the Biz News. So, fresh off the press. This one's fresh off the press, right? So Maya, let me start off with this. I was at Maya, yesterday. Today's Monday. Yeah, yesterday. And my daughter says to me the same thing she says every single time. She says to me two things. One, Daddy, is this Maya or David Jones? And I say, it's Maya. She says they look the same. I said, it's true. Then the second thing she says to me is, Daddy, where's the staff? Where's the people? I said, that's true. So now my daughter, I think she's a prophet. Connor, do you think she's some sort of a prophet? Do you think she's
got a sense?
She's got a sense. She's only 4.5. Yeah. She's almost 5. But here's the thing, Maya, trading halt. That is not good news, guys. So Maya trading, as we know, ASX, these guys are on a trading halt. And they've been put on the trading halt really because they're not really, they've been saying, the ASX have been saying that, listen, they're not really been disclosing about their full financials, and their sales have fallen again. Another couple of percent. Their underlying profit has fallen, I think, by 52%. Slashed by 52% their underlying profit, and these guys have gone backwards again. But it's not about the share price going backwards. I mean, it's not about the company not achieving their goals, but for the ASX to put these guys on a share halt, that's a big deal. That means that they don't believe that something's going right within how they're reporting right now. So huge news, literally just dropping today about Maya being put on a trading halt. It doesn't mean they're going out of business, but what it does mean is that there's some inconsistencies that they're saying based on these reports. Allegedly, there's some inconsistencies on what Maya are disclosing. Maya's share price gone down 10%, as you can imagine, when people think they're not disclosing absolutely everything. And when you see profit, falling down, listen, I mean, we do a segment here called WTF. I'm gonna tell you about that soon. But this could have literally been the WTF. I mean, these guys, how slow do you need to be able to change with the times? Maya, David Jones, you go in there, you can't find staff members. They're not pushing their online as much as it needs to be. These things have not evolved. I mean, these big businesses, we saw last episode, right? We spoke about this last episode with a lot of the big chains that have been going under in America because they're not evolving their business model, and Maya is no different to that. So big news on the trading halt. That's a big news from their reports. They're obviously not happy with where they're gone right now. And this is a big news right now to see Maya shares no longer trading right now. So we'll be watching that very carefully to see what happens. And just as a sidebar, it doesn't, I'm not surprised by seeing 50% drop within their share price. But if they got their shit together really in the last, last couple of years, they could have been in a position where we all used to shop at Maya. Myer, we always used to shop at David Jones, we always used to shop at Kmart and Target, but the difference is they could be in a position where we have loyalty to that brand and we would have been going and buying from them now instead of just buying it online all the time because we trust it. Thank you. We trust, that these guys are a brand and that these guys are, they are what they say they do. So these guys are missing an opportunity, I think, really as a brand over the last few years and not evolving quick enough. Hence a 52% drop in their projections, but now a trading halt. So let's see where these guys go. That's number one. Myer, top of the list. Trading halt, one of our biggest companies. That's number one. Second thing, in the biz news, a company that you have definitely heard of, and they are Airbnb. Why are they in the biz news? So if you haven't heard about, these guys are doing an IPO, an initial public offering, and they're going to be doing they're looking to float. I think it's next year. I think it's potentially next year. And these guys are looking to float. They've just booked $1 billion in revenue. How they used to say it? How did that guy say it? 1 million, not billion. What did he say? Was it a small finger or the big finger?
Oh, the pinky finger.
The pinky finger.
So.
Was it a pinky finger?
I'm pretty sure it was the pinky.
Was it a million?
Yeah, it was always $1 million.
It was $1 million.
Like funny because by now standards, that's not that.
It's not at all, right? You have to. I think next time we do this, you have to zoom in when I do this, right? So $1 billion in booked revenue by Airbnb. So listen, if you're looking, this is going to be the hottest IPO of next year. Let me tell you that Airbnb now, $1 billion of revenue booked in a quarter. That is huge. I think it's going to be probably one of the biggest IPOs that we've seen the last decade. Watch out for these guys, and they are definitely making investors excited. This is I think this is the first time I released figures, I think from memory, in 10 years or something like that since their inception. So that is a pretty big deal. You're not releasing figures for 10 years. You're going to do an IPO next year. Talk about, creating a sales campaign, which I'm going to be teaching you guys today, by the way. So hang out for Mentor Minute. I'm going to teach you about a sales campaign. These guys have come out, 6 months earlier to an IPO saying we've just done $1 billion in revenue. No biggie, right? So that's a huge, huge win for these guys. And keep an eye on these guys. Airbnb, $1 billion revenue in the last 3 months, and these guys are looking to go IPO pretty soon. I think next year is going to be a really big IPO year, so watch out for all these big companies that are coming out next year. There's a lot of big companies that are looking forward to listing. I think we've seen them cool really listings in the last kind of year or so because there have been a lot of inflated tech stocks, and people have been looking at saying, well, is everything inflated? So this is going to be cool. This one's coming out real soon, and it's definitely one to be watching out for. There you go. That is the second for the biz news. Have you ever used an Airbnb, Connor?
I have actually, yeah,
have you?
A couple of times. Yeah, it's great. Yeah? Really good service.
Good?
Yeah, I can vouch.
Do you have to meet the owner every time? I haven't used one when I've met them. Do you meet the owner every time?
Sometimes. Not every time. It depends. Differs from
I think I rented out my house, but don't touch any of my shit.
Yeah.
Like that would be the walk around.
Don't touch my things.
How would you, I don't know how that works. Like don't touch anything, move from here, stay in this room, stay within inside the tape, or something like that. So I don't know. There you go. Have you used Luan? Have you used Airbnb before?
Yeah, we shared with our family trip.
Did you? Well, you gave them a couple of bucks because they've got $1 billion. So well done. You chipped in a couple of dollars. There you go. Love it. Number 3. This one's been out a little bit, but it's been heating up a little bit more recently, and everyone is wanting to see what's going to be happening. So my number 3 in the biz news is the streaming wars between Netflix and soon to come Disney. So if you've ever watched, look at that. Hey, that's pretty cool. So listen, if you've ever, it's not, now, by the way, Disney is not just Disney as in Frozen, okay? Now, these two guys in the studio don't have children, so they won't know the song. Or maybe they do.
Hate to prove you wrong, mate, but I actually know the song
Connors
quite
doesn't
well.
have children, and he's a heavy metal drummer, and he knows the song Let It Go. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's that
Absolutely.
one that you know. Can you play that on the drums? That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Let It Go.
I'll get a cover going.
So listen, it's Disney are not just about having Frozen, although Frozen is huge as well. Disney have now bought out a huge amount of subsidiaries recently, including, I think they own most of the Marvel stuff now. But listen, you've got these guys are coming out. They're going to be coming up against Netflix. I think everyone is pretty much Netflix. I think everyone has Netflix these days. In Australia, we've got Stan. Is that globally? Is Stan globally?
I feel like Stan is just Australian.
It sounds very Australian.
I'm pretty sure it's just
Let me know if Stan is global. Someone let me know. Well, anyone can be global, right? But I don't know if it's actually everywhere. But Stan sounds like it was invented by Australian for Australians.
Yeah, really.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Somewhere to stream names.
Stan. Let's call it Stan.
Yeah.
So Disney are coming out with their own version. Now, why is this a big deal? Because imagine if you took all the movies you love, which is pretty much everything that Disney and their affiliates make, took it off Netflix and then streamed it only in one location. That's what Disney are going to be doing. So this is going to be a big deal. And a lot of people, other companies come out with streaming options, including massive ones that are backed, by massive people. Like Hulu's massive, but Disney coming out doing their own, that's going to be a big deal. And if you pay attention to Disney, they're buying everything right now. Disney are buying everything. So watch that space. They've just released to say they're heading on that up, and they're looking at launching very, very soon. They're very close to doing it now, and going very big on their it's going to be annoying that you have to have so many subscriptions then, right?
Yeah, it's
Netflix.
Yeah.
I have to have Disney for my daughter and for Connor to watch Frozen. I have to have multiple subscriptions. How annoying is multiple passwords on your phone, let alone multiple subscriptions to things, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be an aggregator for that one thing, right? So there you go, Disney coming out, and they are about to launch and they're predicting to topple Netflix. That is a big statement. So we'll see what happens. There you go. That is the Biz News. What's on the Biz News? Hope you guys are loving it. By the way, we can see your comments live. We can see your love. Make sure you give me some thumbs up, some of those faces with the heart in the eyes.
Yeah, that's
it looks a little bit evil, but I think it's a kind gesture. Give me some thumbs up. Give me a share. We like shares, don't we?
Yeah. Put on them crying, laughing emojis. I'm all about those.
Crying, laughing. There you go.
That's
Crying.
a good one.
Well, is it crying or is it laughing?
It's both. It's like laughing so hard you're crying.
So if you don't like the segment, you can say it as well as. All right, I like it.
For a number of occasions.
There you go. That is the Biz News. Biz News. Round of applause. Biz News. There we go. All right, good. All right, next up, let's talk about who's crushing it, right? I want to talk about who is crushing it right now. So there's a few people out there that are crushing it right now, but here's what I've chosen. A company called Traveler. If you've heard of this before, Travlr, Traveler, with that an E and possibly another L. I don't know. Traveler. These guys is an Australian husband and wife duo, Simon and Lanny. These guys, they created something back, I think it was 2009, called the Bali Bible. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
The Bali Bible. And this was literally a PDF that they posted onto a Facebook page. And this thing went crazy. It was all about how you can travel and get the best bits out of Bali. They got 1,000 followers pretty straight after that. And to date, the Bali Bible outperforms the TripAdvisor social engagement and Instagram. There you go, for only one destination. So these guys launched, and they're doing really well. These guys, Traveler, now have become, they're really a place for, the best way to put it to these guys is when you want to book a trip and you won't want to think about where you want to go, you want some kind of AI behind it, some kind of machine learning behind it, which means that, well, people normally book this, they normally book this, but a little bit of a deeper machine learning on your experience. So they're really helping you carve out a holiday that you want, using a lot more, using a lot more technology that's thinking about other travelers, what they've liked, and even starting to tap into what you like. So scanning your socials and things like that, which is their new release. Now, this is what they're going to do with the new money that's come out, because these guys are doing so well as a disruptive player in a couple of years. They've just raised $5 million last year, and they're doing a Series B raise and looking for about between 5 and 10 million. So anytime I hear Australian company doing well, kicking butt, I want to share it with you guys. So Traveler, Simon and Lani, well done. And I love the idea of really using AI and machine learning to think about how to craft out a good holiday for somebody without having to think about it, do all the research yourself as well. So these guys are doing really well, and they're definitely one to watch as well. So you guys get my crushing it. I need to get like a thing that crushes.
Like a hammer and
you know what we should get? We should get a little peanut, a little one of those crushes, and you zoom in to make it really dramatic so it looks massive, and then we just go like that and we crush it.
Season 2, baby.
Season 2 next year. We're going to be talking about some changes here. We're going to be loving it. Okay, good. So those guys get my crushing of the award. Check them out, Traveler, Travlr. If you're looking at booking a holiday, check them out. And if you want to throw a couple of bucks their way, they're doing Series B fundraise right now, and they're getting some great traction as well, which is awesome. Cool. Now, Before we go to our next segment, I want to talk, by the way, our next segment is where I get to train you on something I'm thinking about. Now, you're going to want to watch this because I'm thinking about this time of year. I've been thinking about you guys a lot. I'm going to share with you about building sales campaigns. But before I do, this year, one of the things that I've been the most excited about was my foundation, the Aaron Sansoni Foundation. You want to see it? Go to aaronsansonifoundation.org, right? Now, we put this charity together a couple of years ago. It took a long time to build because they do. And we launched this charity and we had our inaugural charity ball only, that was like, month ago now? A month ago? And Luan was in a nice tuxedo, weren't you, Luan? Hey, you looked good in a tuxedo. And we had this ball and joined by about 70, 80 of my closest students and some business partners. We raised $25,000 and we did some really cool things. So here's a quick video, just as my wife and I wanted to thank everybody because a lot of you guys watching might have been there or you might have been, you might have contributed to the charity so far this year as well. So before I get to the Mentor Minute, here's just a quick video from my wife and I about that charity ball and all the great news that came off the back of that as well. So a quick video for you guys, and then we're going to jump straight into the Mentor Minute. But check this out. Hey everybody, Aaron Sansoni and Elena Sansoni here, and this is just a quick video on behalf of our foundation, just to say thank you so much for everybody that's helped out. I mean, all of the sponsors, which a lot of you have been dealing with, yes, Elena,
thank you again. Thank you.
over the months leading up to the event, and of course everybody that attended the event, Oz Harvest for working so well with us this year to help feed our 250,000 Australians that we're trying to feed this year. And of course, this ball being our inaugural ball, which we pulled together because we just really wanted to be able to put an event together which was going to do good and was going to be able to raise funds. So the statistics are in, and on the night with the 80 or so of you that joined us for our inaugural charity ball at the Park Hyatt in Melbourne, we raised $25,564.50
yes,
on the night,
amazing,
which is absolutely amazing. We're blown away with that, and we matched that on the night. Elena and myself matched that dollar for dollar on the night, which means $51,129, and that means that the official number was 102,258 people that were fed in one night.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all of your help and your support from myself and Elena. We really did put a lot of time, energy and effort into this, and my team, my education team, that really helped put this together. Thank you everyone that attended and donated, yes, and really paid it forward, because I think that's what it's about. Whatever you are at whatever level, whether you're starting off or whether you've been successful, I think that's important to give back. And this was just our little way of trying to find a way to do that with our foundation this year. So this is a quick one just to say thank you so much to sponsors, to the hotel, to my team, to everyone. Everyone that attended, everyone that donated, everyone just showed up, and everyone that flew in from all over Australia and all over the world to be there, that really wanted to support this. Thank you for doing that, because it means a lot to us. But more importantly, we will, and you will never meet the 102,258 people that are going to be eating a breakfast, lunch or a dinner because of what you decided to do on that night and making this happen. So thank you for on behalf of them, and thank you for making this night amazing as well. So we really appreciate that. We can't wait to be putting on more amazing events and helping more causes that we really care about, and we've already started to speak about that for 2019 as well. So thank you so much for everything, and congratulations on paying it forward.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. All right, guys, we're back. And again, thank you so much for everybody that made that effort to make that work. I mean, listen, we're not gonna cure world poverty, this year, but my wife and I set out on a mission to say, how can we help more people? And our goal was to feed 250,000 Australians this year, and we feel so blessed and humbled that we're very close to that figure and that target, and we're on the way. So that event, we raised $25,000, and what that meant was that we doubled it, so it was about 51,000, and what that equaled was about 102,258 Australians that in need really were fed that day. So we're really proud of that, and our goal is to get to 250,000 meals as well. So everyone that's contributed over the course of this year to the Aaron Sansoni Foundation, we thank you so much. If you want to get behind it, we are only a few $1,000s away from hitting our target, and our target is to hit that so we can then hand that check over, hand more money over than we already have to Oz Harvest, and be able to feed 250,000 people before Christmas this year as well. So if you want to help us out, go to Aaron Sansoni Foundation.org. The team will put that in the comments for you again. So that's AaronSansoniFoundation.org. We'll pop it in the comments for you. Connor will do that now. And then you guys can click on that link and go and help us to be able to, get the last few $1,000s that we need to be able to feed 250,000 Australians as well. So excited to share that with you. And again, thank you for everybody that helped make that possible as well. So let's get on with our Mentor Minute. Time for us to talk about training. Time for us to give you a few things that you can work on for yourself as well. So this is the Mentor Minute. So I thought, we're coming into a point where we've got, Black Friday? I think we've got Black Friday in a couple of days now. We've got Christmas coming up, and everyone starts to look at sales campaigns, right? So I thought, why not speak about sales campaigns and how to make the most out of your sales campaigns, and give you guys just a real quick idea on how do you boost your sales and I'll tell you now, without having to discount everything, right? That might be an option for you, but what can you do to increase your sales and utilize a sales campaign in your business? So let me start with a couple of things. I want to talk first about your goals, because that's what's going to be critical for us. So before you look at how you're going to create a campaign, let's look at what your goals are from your campaign. So here's a couple of things I want you to write down. Is your goal to increase your sales? Now, I know that sounds like a no-brainer. So of course I want to increase your sales, but it's not always, of course, I want to increase my sales. Not everybody goes out there to increase sales in their business. They might also be looking for increasing brand awareness. I mean, if you think about it, when you look at a sale or something, or you look at the way that a high-end brand does a sale, they don't say, hey, it's going to be 50% off your Louis Vuitton bags if you walk in the store today, or every fifth person gets to walk out with a clutch purse or something like that. The way that they have to market is very, very different. So what are your campaign goals? Are you trying to increase your brand awareness as your number one goal and make some sales on the side of it? Are you trying to just drive revenue? It's all about revenue. It's all about top line revenue or average dollar or profit. What are your goals? The other thing you can look at is promoting a new product or service. Is your goal to promote something new that you've not done before, as opposed to saying, well, this is what we've done before. Did you want to get it at a cheaper rate, or do you want to, use it together with a few things, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. What is your goal? And what are you looking at when it comes to a goal of a sales campaign? Are you promoting a new product? What about boosting user engagement? Is your goal to just get more and more people on your website to find out about what you do? Funnily enough, it's not necessarily about saving, it's not necessarily about making sales. It could be about getting user engagement to grow brand awareness. Like, I remember a campaign, I cannot remember the retailer, but it was a campaign that was happening a while ago, and it was an amazing campaign, but the difference is, it was one of those campaigns where people wanted to share it. It was like a buy a car, get one free. Now, no one just goes, I was thinking about buying a car in 4 years, but you know what? Here's $100,000 for a Land Rover just so I can get another $100,000 Land Rover. It was something large that was shared around quite a lot, and it got a lot of user engagement. I'm sure that it wasn't 1,000 cars being sold a day, but it was something of that large value, like buy one house and something like that. So what I want you to think about is, what are you trying to do? What are your goals of your campaign? Is it increased sales? Is it awareness? Is it user engagement? You want to get people commenting on something? You want to say, yes, I'm going to give you this offer. Is it, tag a friend that really needs this? Like, what's your goal? Like, you might be selling a product for somebody that, what's the thing I saw in the magazine? I was flying back the other day. Be tall. Those shoes that make you taller? Connor, do you want some of those? You're not necessarily short, but
I would love some.
The shoes that make you taller. What about if you did a sales campaign? It was like, tag a mate who's short that needs shoes. That would be funny. That's a user engagement. I'm sure it's not nice for the mate that's short, but that's a sales campaign where it could be get a pair of shoes on Black Friday and get whatever it's going to get something for free or whatever, which I'm about to speak about in a minute. The tools you can use, but that would boost user engagement because it's funny. It's something different. It's not just a buy a pair of shoes, right? So I want you to think about that when it comes to your engagement as well. Yeah. Next thing, gather feedback. Maybe it's about gathering feedback or building content, or it's about developing a brand ambassador ambassadors and advocates. So it's getting people to be able to follow what you do or love what you do. What is your goal of your main sales campaign? Which one of these? This is a no-brainer, and I know a lot of people do this, but I'm trying to open your mind up to the possibilities that there are other things that you can do when you're trying to gain some traction in a sales campaign as well. You can gain traction in other ways. So here's your goal. One of these or more of these. What is your goal? It's the first thing you need to choose. What's your goal? What's the goal you want to do? What does it look like? What's the goal you want? Then we move on to tools. So here are the tools that you can use to really get your sales, really get your sales going. Here's a couple of things. One, do you want to do like a limited release product or service? So let me tell you what that means. Let's say I sell pens, right? I sell pens for a living. Well, you might want to, you become the leader of pen sales, right? You want to go out there and create a limited edition product or a service, if you have a service, which isn't normally offered by you. It's a brand new one you create and you only sell it in this sales period. So I'll give you an idea of a company that does really well at this. Nike sell, they do their sales as they would normally do, but they also do limited edition shoes. Every kind of month or two, they release a very small batch quantity of limited edition shoes. Once it's sold out, it's done. Now, of course, number one, they make sales from the product, from those shoe sales. But let's think about it. If Nike are only selling, let's say, and by the way, these aren't hugely expensive. I'm talking about like a couple $100 for a pair of shoes. Now, I'm not talking thousands, but for a company like Nike, to sell a couple $100 pair of shoes to 1,000 people, it's not a lot of money. So if you go back a sec, what was their goal? Maybe it's to boost user engagement. Maybe it's to get more brand ambassadors because they're like, I've got these shoes. Look at the shoes that I've got. No one else hasn't. Only 250 people in the whole world have this shoe that's been designed by Drake or LeBron James or something like that. So you might be looking at a limited release product or a service that's not in your current offering. Second thing you could use is limited number. So you might release something you already have, but do a limited number of something that you're doing as well. So you can talk about that. And that's really good for building scarcity and urgency, which I'm about to speak about in a moment. But there could be a limited number of something. The next thing is extra value added. Now, have you noticed that I'm not talking about discounting yet? Have you noticed I'm not talking about discounting yet? Of course, there is. Buy it now, Black Friday, get 10% off. Buy it before Christmas, you're gonna get 25%. I get that. But that is what, that's a no-brainer. Anyone can do that. I'm trying to give you ways to maintain your profit margin, but also achieve your goals when it comes to your sales, goals. So extra value added, what does that mean? That could be a buy one, get one free. That could be with every order, you get it shipped, you get express shipped, let's say. It could be you buy something, with every order, you get an additional value item. You just have to make sure those additional value items are gonna be less cost to your business than what a discount might be. So let's say, for example, you want to discount something by 10%, and maybe 10% of your product or service might be $100. Let's say it's $1,000. You discount it by 10%, it's $100, right? Well, if you discount something from $1,000 to $900, what if you added something that costs you $50 to produce, but you sell it for $250? Well, instead of saying, well, buy something for $1,000 and get it 10% off and get it for $900, you can say, well, buy it for $1,000 and we're going to throw in a $250 gadget for you. That's a $250 value. So in their mind, they say $1,000 plus a $250 gift, which means I'm only really paying $750. But that gift is cheaper than reducing the cost of what it is for them to buy. So that's why I'm not saying you always have to do a discount. Of course you can. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying to you is if you can add extra value here, it can be a really good opportunity for you to be able to grow your sales campaign as well. And the last one I just wanted to add in there is just some countdowns. If you can do like a countdown, if you can do like a scarcity on your website or urgency, that can be really cool too. So let's recap. Sales campaigns, what can we do? We've spoken about the goals, so choose which goal you want. Now these are tools. Tools other than discounting. Discounting, write that down, of course you can do that. But I'm saying other than discounting, we can offer a limited release product or service that you don't normally do. We can do a limited number, so a certain amount that you do in a product or a service that you already have. We could do an extra value added, which is my preference for you as well, adding more value in instead of discounting down. And using countdowns could just be good. Go out there via email or on Facebook or any social media and let them know there's going to be an opportunity for them to be able to get a part of something. but it's going to be a countdown. They jump on their website, they can't access it this time, there's a good countdown clock. Listen, these things work. People love that anticipation of something coming out. Think about it when you've got, tickets to go and hang out at a concert. I mean, the concert will sell out. The difference is if they do it and they let you know 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks before, they hop on, the website crashes, which makes news. Everyone goes, that concert must be amazing. In fact, I think if it crashes and it makes news, they actually sell out a 3rd and 4th and 5th concert because everyone goes, everyone wants to see this band, so I want to as well. So that sort of scarcity and urgency, those kind of countdowns can be pretty cool when it comes to sales campaigns as well. So here's the takeaway. What is your sales campaigns going to be? Now is the time to do one. Black Friday is 5 days away? 4 or 5 days away now. Yeah. If you're watching this live, 4 or 5 days away. If you're not and you missed this, well, you missed it, right? Should have been here. If you're doing a Christmas sale, a New Year's sale, or your birthday, as in the birthday of your business, make up something. Do some like crazy, Friday offer day, I'm pretty sure most of the fun, exciting holidays that we have are made up, so you can really come up with something kind of cool and create something. But here's the deal. What's your goal? And what tools you're going to do to be able to achieve your goal as well. Sales campaigns, great idea to do it. Good time of year with Black Friday, with Christmas coming up, with end of year, with start of year, with all those kind of things coming up. Think about what you can do to increase your sales. Now, by the way, at the end of today with Aaron Live, we do a Q&A. So if you've got a question about that or something else, throw that into the comments, use the hashtag Aaron's Advice, or you can email in studio@aaronsanzoni.com and we'll be able to answer those questions for you live as well. So there you go. That is the Mentor Minute that you've got with me, and I'm sharing with you guys about sales campaigns. Now, when we come back, we're going to be going deeper here at the Aaron Live show. But before we do, I want to share with you guys something pretty exciting I'm doing at the end of this week, and that's hanging out at my favorite event of the year, and we call this thing Empire Mastery. So check this out. This is a bit of an inside look into one of our events called Empire Mastery.
It was an incredible 3 days. I walked out of there and I'm just like, my whole mindset just shifted, like it just opened.
For years and years and years, I thought I didn't know what my truth was, and I've been searching for it. This guy was the one that made me believe that I could. It was him that made me believe that the sky's the limit.
If you come today to get leads in your business, you're in the right place. You want to make more sales, you're in the right place. You've got a business that's doing well, but you're sick of working 80 hours a week, you're in the right place. You want to go global, you're in the right place. You want a personal brand, you're in the right place. You want to get the right mindset, you're in the right place. You want opportunities to network and connect, you're in the right place. You want to be in a room full of people that give a shit about you more than anybody else right now, you're in the right place. You want to just know where to start, you're in the right place.
So far, I'm really enjoying it. It's really informative, and I'm finding that I'm meeting a lot of people that are in the same situation as me.
I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to learn more. I've gotten a lot out of it already. Can't imagine what we're going to learn for the rest of the days.
What gives you the right to let somebody walk away from your company? What gives you the right to let them down? What gives you the right not to be better? What gives you the right not to try harder? When you've just told yourself and me that your business can help them. You've got to become absolutely aware of the possibilities that are around you. You need to become aware that you can play a bigger game. You've got to be aware of what's possible. You've got to be aware of the power that you actually have as a human being, but as a person in business.
Now, I've tried for a long time to explain this event, and it's very hard. But let me ask the question to the people behind me. In the last 30 minutes, and 30 minutes alone, who in the room has created legitimately at least 3 or more businesses that would make revenue by tomorrow lunchtime if they implement what I showed them? Raise your hand if that's true. And only if you believe this to be true, no bullshit. If you believe that these last 2.5 days are going to change your business forever, and not just you feel good, but you believe that as crazy as it might sound, if you implement what I show you over the next decade of your life, the next 20 years of your business life, you'd be able to make over at least $5 million of profit in the next decade. Stand up if that's you. This is not motivation. This is real shit. You guys enjoy these 2.5 days?
We're back, Empire Mastery. I love that event, guys. So listen, if you're coming, can't wait to see you. If you've missed out on your ticket, make sure you get to our website, aaronsansoni.com. Have a look at the boot camps, and there'll one called Empire Mastery. And I think there's 1 or 2 VIP, and there's only about maybe 1 or 2 gold left as well. This will be sold out, it always is. So if you want to come along and hang out, what I will tell you is that that's the event that I pour everything into when it comes to growing an empire and growing a business as well. And watching that video back, what amazing moments. You know, it doesn't even sum up how amazing that is. And I can see a bunch of the comments, you guys love Empire too. So listen, that's the end of this week, and we'll be doing that live in Melbourne, 23-25 at the Convention Centre in Melbourne, and we're excited by that one as well. It's our last one for the year, last one for a couple of months, so it's going to be really cool to be able to do that. So love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, and I'm excited to be back with you guys as well. So let's get back into it here. With Aaron live. I hope you guys have enjoying this so far. In the comments, don't forget, at the end of today, we're going to be doing Aaron's advice as well, right? Hashtag Aaron's advice. So next up, we have what we call WTF, or in other words, what the fuck? And it's my favorite animation. That's the reason why we play it. Jackie Chan. So let's talk about this one. This one I have noticed for a long time now, and you know, you guys tell me if this is true for you. You're walking along, you're in your local Westfield, you're in your local Central, you're in your local shopping center, and it is 4:45, and you're walking down, and what you see is everyone's closing at 5, and what you see is some shops with their doors open, some shops with their doors closed, some shops with their doors half closed, and you wonder, this is interesting, it closes at 5 o'clock. Yet before, even though the center management tells them off for doing it, before 5 o'clock, these are getting closed. So listen, here's my WTF, and my WTF is not for the employees. It's not for the employers. It's for the business owners that keep being so tight that they won't pay their staff for 15 minutes more so that they can finish at 5:15 and actually close on time, then do the float, then tidy up, then close their doors and then leave. These people that are still closing the shops at 5 o'clock, and the staff members are closing the shops before that because they want to leave at 5 o'clock, and they won't pay 15 minutes more. Listen, 2 things wrong with that. One, what's happening is you get more and more and more people closing their doors beforehand. It looks bad. 2, how much sales are you losing? Can I tell you something? Someone that goes to the shops at 4:45 to close at 5, they are a absolute decision-making buyer. They want to walk in and go, I need this, this, and this, and this, and this. Go, charge me now. You can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales in every shop by scooping up the traffic that people are missing because everyone else is closing their doors beforehand. So it's a great strategy to pick up those last few sales. And you need to let your team know that if there's 1 or 2 people that come in and they're about to buy just as it turns 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whenever you close, that their job is to make that extra sale. I was in Myer again, right, recently. It's funny how Myer's not doing as well, and I was in Myer twice recently. So listen, I was in Myer again with my daughter, and I literally was watching someone, this woman ask the question of another woman walking behind the counter about a product. And she said to her, look, I can help you, but we close in 2 minutes, so you need to buy it right now or I can't help you. She didn't even ask her if she can buy it. She just asked her a question about this thing. But because this woman was so focused on getting the fuck out of the door, she did what? She pushed this sale away. And I wonder why they're down by 52%. Listen, Number one, if your business is not doing that well, that if you pay a staff member 15 minutes extra when they're already on a minimum wage to hold open your retail store, even one person, then maybe you need to relook at the strategy, because the amount of sales that you're missing and what tone it sets for your business when you're walking past is not a good one. So my WTF goes to those retail stores, and tell me if it's true. Who sees this? 4:15, they're closing the doors. And then they're half closed. Like, you can't come in, even if it's 5 minutes. Let me tell anyone that enters a store, 99% of people that enter a store at 5 minutes to closing are serious buyers. Look at their face when they walk in. They're like, I need to pick up something, please, please, please. Or they're like, 1 minute. Oh, sorry, we're about to close. Let them pick up their thing. Let them buy it, because that's going to pay for the staff members extra 15 minutes anyway. My WTF goes to all of the stores that keep shutting because they're open till 5 o'clock. Staff members, I understand you want to go the extra mile, but if you're paying them till 5 and they're going to be there till 5:20, 5:30 unpaid to do their cash up and everything like that, incentivize these guys. Incentivize these guys. Why don't you incentivize them that they pay till 5:15 and tell them any sales done between 4:30 and 5:15, they get an extra bonus or something. Whoever does the most amount of like almost closed sales per month gets a gold class voucher or something. The amount of sales you're missing because you won't pay them extra 5 or 10 minutes, and then that carries through to the rest of the team, and they just want to leave because they're only paid till 5. You're missing sales, and it looks terrible for your company. You're closing and everyone else's doors are still open. It looks bad. They're closing earlier. No one likes it when they're closing earlier than what it says it's supposed to be as well. WTF. Retails. This is not for the staff members that are closing. This is for the business owners. They need to step up their game. Is it true? Let me know in the comments, right? True? So fucking true. Why do they do that? Do you see that, Connor?
Yeah. JB Hi-Fi does it
all the time, right? Yep. Pay them an extra 15 or 10 minutes. It won't break your bank balance. Right? Have one person in there, incentivize them to get a last sale or two. And if somebody's walking in last minute, say, look, we're about to close, but if you've got an idea of what you want, no problems. I'll help you, no problems. Got to reframe their mind around to start bringing in those sales, not just closing the doors down on people as well. That gets my WTF. And I hope, especially the local stores that are near me, decide to stay open a little bit longer as well. You'll be surprised. The amount of sales, it's true, right? You going? Have you ever been there, kind of need to like buy something at like 5 minutes too?
Yeah.
You walk in, you're like, I'm not even going to try it on.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'll buy it. It looks great. I'll buy it. Quick buyers, right? Yeah. So make sure that you guys look, WTF to the business owners out there, making sure they are staying open and they're letting their team members know that they're going to support them if they're open for an extra 5 or 10 minutes, right? Makes sense. WTF. Get it out to all the business owners, open up, and make sure that you guys are getting a couple of bucks in sales, because here's my final word on that. I promise you, the amount of sales you'll make in the last couple of minutes of that store, or even a couple of minutes over, will pay for the staff member that you're going to pay the extra 10 minutes for every day. Promise you they will. I'm not saying keep all of your staff, at least one person that's cashing out when I stay till 5:15, and you set the standard in right for these guys as well. That gets my WTF. And I know you guys agree. I can see tons of the comments coming in and tons of the emails as well. Don't forget Aaron's advice at the end. Make sure you guys are putting in Aaron's advice, hashtag Aaron's advice, or email studio@aaronsansoni.com. Lawan is manning the email right now for you guys as well. Good. Next up, I love this one. Do you see this one, Connor? I love this one.
No, I didn't actually.
Next segment, I call this Love It. Love It. Now, this I thought's really cool. So if you've been under a rock, you would have not heard about the fires that are happening over in California, right? Paradise, California. Not so much Paradise right now, but there's a lot of fire damage going on right throughout those hills in California. My love it is the opportunity that was seized by Toyota in the US. So have a look at this picture. This was posted by a guy who says, here's my Toyota USA commercial. This truck literally saved my life today. My little town of Paradise was literally burning down, and it helped me get through to safety and help others as well twice. Thanks to all the firefighters, law enforcement, fellow healthcare workers, and for everybody all getting the hospital evacuated, our patients to safety. So this guy just posts on his Instagram account, and you can see that truck, right? Look at that truck. It's definitely worse for wear, saving lives, looking after people, taking care of people. Now check it out. Check what they post up there, right? If you can zoom in on that one, They checked out there, and you can see on there it says, right? Can you see that on there? Go back to that Instagram for us. It says on there, I know you can see that if you've got glasses well enough to see it. These guys have reposted, you probably can't read it on there, reposted by Toyota to say, awesome effort, great job in evacuating people, and don't worry, we'll take care of your Toyota. We'll get you another one. How good is that? Toyota jumping on there on Instagram and saying, don't worry, you used your car to rescue people, we'll get you a new one. This thing went viral. We're speaking about it, over almost 100,000 likes, 7,500 comments. Let me ask you a question. Yes, it's going to cost them probably, let's talk about it. If it's going to cost them probably, let's say that car costs 40 grand. So, it's probably going to cost them 20, 25 grand to do it. How much credibility and marketing did they just get by saying that they'll do that on that guy's Instagram feed? I mean, it's been talked about on the other side of the planet right now. It's made mainstream news. The credibility that Toyota USA have got from doing that, I love that. They're giving the guy a car, for all of his efforts. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. Literally, and how casual it was. It wasn't even salesy. If you read the comment, it wasn't even salesy. It was just, hey guys, well done, great effort, and seriously, don't stress about the car. We'll take care of it. I'm sure we can organize one for you. That gets my love it. I love that Toyota are on the pulse and they're paying attention to socials and they're capitalizing on that opportunity, because that's what it is, right? They're obviously a business. They're going to be able to capitalize on it. They're capitalizing on that opportunity as well. So well done, Toyota USA. You get my love it. Well done, guys. Excellent. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Perfect. Next, by the way, so I want everyone to do this. Post on your socials. Make your car all muddy so it looks like there's something wrong with it. And say, I broke down. I'm going to do it with my Bentley. I'll say, I broke down. The car's broken down, Bentley, I need a new one, right? I need a new one, right? I rescued a kitten. I rescued a kitten from a tree. Yeah. Please, I rescued a kitten from the tree. What are you going to do for me, right? So listen, next up, we have what we call our top 10. Aaron's top 10. Now, after this, we go straight to Aaron's advice. You got questions, lock into Aaron's advice, or Stuart at aaronsansoni.com as well. Now, top 10 list. So every single show, we try and come up with a top 10 list of some fun stuff. We've done some pretty fun ones haven't we, right?
Yeah.
Along the way. We've done some pretty crazy ones, right? So this one is another, and now this is by popular demand. We had to do this again. We've done this 2 or 3 times now, this list, different ones. Number 3, right?
Yeah.
Everyone loves these lists. We're going to do them again. My top 10 list this time are top 10 bizarre businesses, and we got these ones from the Business News Daily as well. These guys are great. So let's get into our top 10 bizarre businesses. Now, just caveat, most of these bizarre businesses somehow become multi-trillionaire businesses. So this is pretty cool, right? So if you've got a crazy idea, don't worry. It might make my list at some stage. All right, let's go with it. Number 10. This is called the Squirrel Census. What is going on with this one, Connor? The organization tells story of the grey squirrels in an Inman Park, their fight for freedom from human suburbia, the job they do, and how their family live. So you can purchase copies of the latest census, buy t-shirts, beanies, and other merchandise, an online store. Be sure to also sign a petition for the squirrels. So people have created a census, right, for the squirrels on behalf of them.
Yeah.
A petition.
The squirrels don't care.
The squirrels, they're all over it, right? They've gone on behalf of the squirrels. We're going to create this whole storyline for you guys. This business, these guys make money too. They sell merchandise. They've got an online store. Is it going back to the squirrels?
Oh, maybe it goes back to the park. I don't know. Or there's some fat cat getting rich off.
There's someone getting rich off squirrels. There's someone. Can you imagine there's like a dark alley where he gets all the squirrels, he or she gets all the squirrels together, and he's like, listen, you guys are going to play poor in suburbia until I get paid for my profits.
Quit and he hires a bunch of scout squirrels.
Yeah, fair work. Have a whole bunch of squirrels at their doorstep. No one's paying us. Love it. That's number 10. Number 9, bizarre businesses. Just Food for Dogs. So this is a restaurant. This guy's in LA. LA always do the fun stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
LA restaurant called Just Food for Dogs. This very much lives up to its name. Just Food for Dogs caters to your canine companion with a 5-star service and gourmet meals. And if felines are more your speed, don't worry. Just Food for Dogs skirts its nickname with its line of meals, Just Cat. So these guys have dogs and cat meals. First question, how do I eat if I'm a human?
I think the idea would be that you would eat beforehand, or like you're taking your dog out for a meal.
So hold on a second.
Yeah.
You're saying I need to fucking Uber Eats myself
yeah.
or eat at home, then take my dog or cat out to eat and sit there
and
like
watch
this.
them have a good meal. Yeah, I think so.
And so, are you enjoying that? Are you enjoying that?
Maybe, I don't know.
Is that
Maybe
nice
they
to
cater
you?
to people.
Do you want? And then
It
what's,
does say just food for dogs, though. It would fly in the face of their branding if they did offer you a meal as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look, I know some people love dogs and cats, but I feel like saying to those people that love dogs and cats and don't have children to get children. Maybe that would be the way to go for your obsession over dogs and cats. So, well, that store looks pretty good, right? These guys are doing well.
Yep,
Just
business is
food
booming.
for dogs. Business is booming. Maybe they should make it. You have to maybe they have to eat the dog's food or something like that. Maybe that's like the
you
new
have
thing.
to taste test it.
Anyway, that's gross. I'm never going there. But these guys are doing well, right? There you go. Awesome. What about they just have a dog friendly where you can order stuff for your dog and it can eat on the ground next to you? Wouldn't that be just more of a way of doing it?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we're doing it. All right, number 8.
5 stars.
Can everyone let me know if they'd actually go to that dog restaurant? Please let me know in the comments if you'd go to that dog restaurant. I'd like to know. Love it. Number 8. Where are we going with this list?
Yeah.
Edible shoes.
Look at them. Those are all chocolate.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
are. They really?
Yep.
Wow.
Those are chocolate shoes.
While most companies make their edible, most companies that make edible anything don't make shoes. These guys are in business now producing the conventional fare. Edible shoes are a large enough market that a quick Google search reveals dozens of results. Dozens of people are doing it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Like there's no just like one business.
Love these guys.
pioneering
Most
this.
of these guys. So what do you do? I don't understand. So I wear them.
You can wear them, yeah.
So
You
I
can
wear them.
I wouldn't recommend it.
So in summer.
Well, look, that's the thing. It is coming up to summer in Melbourne, and
So you're telling me that okay, so they're edible, but I can't wear them because if I wear them, they get dirty, and if
could
I
wear
dirty,
them.
I can't eat them.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
if
it's a double-edged
so I'm going to
sword.
buy edible shoes, not wear them so I can eat them,
Yeah.
then eat them.
Yeah.
With
Or
no one
just
else
have them
seeing.
on
Without no
display.
one else
Maybe it's
seeing.
a talking
So I may as well
point.
just got the
You might as
chocolate
well go
bar.
to the dog food restaurant. That's the least you can eat that.
Wow. Wow. For Christmas, somebody send me a pair of edible shoes. Please. Please. Someone
Add them to the Sansoni collection.
add them to the Sansoni collection. Hot off the press, Sansoni collection has edible shoes, right? Love it. Edible shoes. That is almost as cool as potatoes in the mail. All right, next up. This one is, we call this one, what is this one here? This is the Beer Belly. Well, that's not new. Let's have a look.
Beer Belly.
The Beer Belly sells products to help your creativity. High alcoholic beverages. Help you creatively hide. Let me reread that.
Yeah.
I'm going to read that again. Help creatively hide alcoholic beverages. I'm like, high alcoholic. I'm told these are complete opposite company, right? It's called Dan Murphy's. So, hide alcoholic beverages. Okay. Like flask disguised as a hairbrush. Oh, I've seen that. Remember that last one they had that did really well?
Oh, I've not seen that one.
Yeah, it's a wristband. It's for girls.
Right.
It's a wristband. It's like a bangle, and
Yeah,
it's about
right.
this thick, and it's got a little flask you drink out of. Right? It's all big on the rave scenes. So these guys, you can there you go. So this is perfect if you're an alcoholic or if you've got friends that are. So you get to buy more of these products that these help you to disguise it. I like that. Pouch for holding your liquor, bottle of sunscreen, sports bra with the beverage pouch inside. With a straw. Name the wine rack. I like that
fun.
name.
They're fun with the names.
That's good. I like that.
That's
The
good.
wine rack. Anyone else want to get the wine rack for Christmas? I love that. So you got a friend that's a real alcoholic, you can get that for them.
Yeah.
Or you can just take them to AA. One of the two. You can do that. So there you go.
One of them
The
significantly
beer
funnier
belly.
than
The beer belly. I like it. Although the thing is, you don't really want to hide beer, right? Because that would be harder.
Yeah, I feel like
It should be something around spirits.
carbonated beverages.
Yeah, it should be
just
something around
doesn't sound like a
spirits,
great
right?
idea.
You should love it. Like it should be called like In the Spirit.
Yeah, I like that. That's
In the
good.
spirit,
Yeah.
right? Get it? In the spirit. You're in the spirits and you're in the spirit when you're going out.
Yeah.
See, they should have come to me.
There you go.
Empire Mastery. We're going to talk more about that, right? Okay, next. This is called number 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is called Cuddle Party.
So this is a series of things. Like, there are different companies that organize these, but these are cuddle parties, which are a viable thing that you can organize.
I really feel like the people that do cuddle parties go to the Poodle restaurant, the Just Food Just for Dogs. All right, cuddle party. This cuddle party does more than just hold onto you. There's also teaches you skills for creating boundaries and connections. Okay, after opening and welcoming these guys into their circle, learn the basic skills of cuddling. Opens freestyle cuddling as well. Freestyle cuddling. Plus there's skills behind cuddling. They hold cuddle parties that are available in various places in the USA, Europe, Canada, and even here in Australia. Have you had a cuddle party before?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, they mentioned there's some in Australia, but I've not heard of any, so I feel like there's a niche there.
Cuddle party. Is it like a singles thing? You're like a singles party?
I'm sure
I feel like if I said to my wife, listen, I'm going to be late home today, I need to go to a cuddles party. She'll think that is what used to be called a keys party, right? Which is very different. Okay, so cuddle party. There you go.
Dude, cuddle mastery. Let's make it happen.
Cuddle mastery. Connor's all over it. Next, number 5. The virtual dating assistant. All right, there we go. Straight from cuddle party, the dating assistant. If you're fed up with the dating scene, you can outsource your work to a virtual dating assistant, a VIDA, virtual date. Okay, VDA, got it. Creates online dating profiles for you. There you go. Has conversation with potential dates, plans, organizes your date on your behalf. All so you just have to show up to the date that's already been designed for you. Does other people have their own assistant?
That's crazy. To think that maybe robots are having conversations on our behalf and then we're meeting.
Well, a virtual date, right? Because here's what I'm thinking. If you jump on that dating site and that means that they're going to reach out to the normal dating sites on your behalf, then I don't know about you, but I was dating before these apps, right? And if I was on an app that people were so busy that they wanted to get someone else to arrange a date for me, and I didn't get to speak to them, I got to speak to their assistant, I don't know if I'd be excited about meeting somebody that couldn't be bothered having a conversation with them before their date.
The first thing I thought when reading that was, what kind of sociopath would use this goddamn system?
Yeah, I like that. There you go, virtual dating assistant. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Huh? It's better than Tinder. Swipe left, swipe right, right? Yeah. Virtual dating assistant. There you go. Luan, have you used a virtual dating assistant before?
Nope.
He's like, no, I have a girlfriend now. And shut up, don't ask me any questions. All right, number 4.
All right.
Ugly furnitures. I'm almost positive some of my friends shop here. You can purchase one-of-a-kind furniture through Ugly Furniture. A group of guys who always wanted to own their own business chose to get into the furniture making business. They come up with something truly unique and creative. Handmade pieces of furniture, which they claim are all ugly. And you won't find the same quality elsewhere. So does it mean it's bad quality too? Or like really good quality but ugly? This is one of those ones that we say called ugly because we speak about them, but these guys have those unique pieces that are in art galleries and people spend $10,000 for a stick chair like we just showed. Love that. Ugly furnitures.
I like that their tagline.
I like that.
Let's have a look at that again.
What a bizarre
ugly
business.
And expensive is their...
Ugly and expensive.
Yeah. Premium quality though, apparently.
Premium quality, ugly and expensive furniture. But there you go. Viral, you speak about it. So we want to get into business, but we kind of want to make it our style of furniture. Some people are going to think it's ugly, so it's called ugly and expensive furniture. I like it. It makes you want to look at their website. Next. All right, what do we got here? What's this one called? This one's called Nuticulars. Nuticles.
Yep.
I'm suffering dyslexia today. Buy artificial testicular implants for your furry friends. See how I paused?
Yeah.
And then I did the rest of it?
Yeah.
I wanted you to see. That's skill. That's newsreader skill right there, right? So artificial testicular implants for your furry friends. This company claims that the implants will boost your pet's self-esteem, because obviously your pets are concerned about their sudden lack of body parts after they've gotten this snip, right? When they're around their animal friends, they go under the knife. No way.
Yeah.
Why is it that all of the bizarre businesses have something to do with pets?
Oh, yeah, it's nuts. People go to weird lengths to, like, I don't know, humanize their pets.
Nudicles. Now I get it because you're in them. I understand.
Yeah.
Nudicles. But how do you, I don't even want to know how you apply it. How do you stick it on?
I didn't look that hard into it, to be honest.
Is it like a dog G-string that you use there?
I think it might.
I don't want to say the word strap on, but like what is...
It looked like, I don't know if it was just something fun that you could order on the side, but the pictures on Google looked like some sort of keychain sort of thing. So I really don't know how.
I don't know how it works. All I know is if you're spending that kind of time, energy, effort on your pooch,
yeah.
that's all I have to say. Number 2. Number 2. This one was funny.
Yeah.
This one was reserve a spot in heaven. You can purchase a place in heaven for your loved ones. This website. What's the best part? If you don't get into heaven, you'll receive a full refund.
That's fantastic. That's like a Simpsons joke.
I love that. Put that back up again. I want to put that. This is, look at this, right? You can reserve your spot in heaven. If the world is going to end, are you religious, an atheist? It doesn't matter. You're covered. This is like insurance to go to heaven. And you get 100% money back guarantee as seen on TV. Listen, that is amazing. It means you can live a terrible life and be like, you know what? I'm going to buy my spot in heaven. And you feel like you're going to be covered. And I love that. 100% money back guarantee. Yeah. No questions asked. You just have to call us.
And I like that they don't even discriminate by just catering to religious people. They're like, atheists? You don't know. Who knows?
Anyone. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Bases. There you go. Safe in the afterlife. Yeah. I love it. Number 1. Drum roll, please. Top 10 businesses. Bizarre businesses making money. Number 1. Face slapping massage. You look like she's about to punch the guy. He looks really uncomfortable.
How would you not?
You can pay to be slapped in the face several times for several minutes in order to tighten your skin and remove wrinkles. However, the results aren't permanent. Really?
Oh, good.
Really?
It's so good.
Really?
Yeah. I like.
Really? Look, show me that photo again.
Yeah.
She's legit punching that guy in the face.
Yeah,
he looks really
a
uncomfortable.
fist.
And can I tell you something? If that's your marketing photo, those wrinkles are still very heavily there in that photo.
That might have been
face slapping
though, yeah.
Face slapping. I love that. Well, beauty is a multi-trillion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
That could be the new thing.
Apparently
the best thing about that, anyone can get involved.
Yeah. Apparently there are people that there are legitimate face slappers and there are fraudulent face slappers. If I was ever described as a fraudulent face slapper, I think I'd need to rethink a lot of things.
All right, slap mastery. Next year we're going to do slap mastery, right? We're going to teach you how to properly slap. Open palm, fist, back, the whole works. Oh my goodness. And that business makes money. There you go. That is my list of top 10 bizarre businesses. Love it. Round of applause, top 10 bizarre businesses.
Beautiful.
Love it. All right, good. So, to come into a street corner near you, face slapping. Here we are. We're always at the end of Aaron Live. I love that you guys have joined us. Let's get to Aaron's advice. Luan's been all over getting our questions off socials and also all off getting our questions from emails as well. So, fire away, Luan. Give me some questions. Go.
So I've got a question from Jared.
Hi, Jared.
I want to start a charity as well, but I have no experience.
Start a what?
A charity.
Charity. Okay.
So where would be the best place to start?
Yeah, cool. Good question. Look, for me, I think you got to find a charity that you really care about, like a cause that you really care about. Myself starting the Aaron Sansoni Foundation, that was 7 years, well, actually it was longer than that. It was 10 years in the making because I was, donating money to, to UNICEF, to World Vision, to, the whole 40-hour fat, all that kind of stuff. Then I was, building orphanages in Sri Lanka and donating money to an orphanage that was doing that. And then after a while, I said, I liked the fact that we're looking after children and trying to give them something. So I looked in Australia and also did orphanages in Vietnam. And I wanted to find a charity in Australia that worked with food and it worked with helping people. And I looked at the food rescue and we decided to work with Oz Harvest. And then that became the thing. So what's my journey? My journey was giving money, volunteering, then starting something for myself. So find out what you really care about first, like what part of a charity. Go and volunteer first just to see what they do and how you can improve on it. And then, it doesn't mean you have to start your own charity. you can just volunteer, give your time and go and volunteer at those charities, give money. Charities need money more than anything really, to keep operating, keep surviving. And then maybe one day you can look at doing your own. So my thing is work out what you want to really get behind that, and go and volunteer. And if you love it, then maybe partner in a charity or help raise money for that. You don't have to start a charity. If you love, let's say you love, what we do in feeding children, you can go out there and start raising money for our charity on behalf of us to then go and help with our charity. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to going and starting your own. There's multiple ways you can get more involved in charities, not just, volunteering your time or giving you a couple of dollars. You can partner with a charity like what we've done to help as well. So my advice would be find what you really care about. Go and volunteer at one or two top organizations in that field of charity work, and get involved because they need help. They need help for sure. Good.
I have a question here from Samuel via email again. studio@aaronsansoni.com. Get those questions in. Otherwise, jump in the comments. Has sent through a thing. This is more getting your thoughts on something sort of thing. As you're an entrepreneur and such, there's a big kind of push around hustle and constantly hustling and stuff. He sent through an image he found that has hustle crossed out, and it says align, and it says destroy the idea that you have to be constantly working or grinding in order to be successful. Embrace the concept that rest, recovery, and reflection are essential parts of the progress towards a successful and ultimately happy life. What are your thoughts on that? What do you reckon?
Well, look, I think that this is a whole bigger existential argument or conversation around this thing. So here is my very big snapshot of it. What he's saying, right, is rest, right, reflection and alignment. So let me tell you what rest and reflection is. That happens after you hustle. So if you spend your whole life resting and reflecting, you're not going to have shit, right? But so you have to hustle, and then you have to know the time you rest and reflect. Now, as somebody that, that loves what I do and can and has the capacity to work huge sums of hours, I have to know when to rest and reflect, with my family or personally, and be able to get away and be able to re-strategize. That's part of what I need to do in my life as well. But I hustle first, then I rest and reflect. I think the challenge that we have is, and a lot of people, it's big to say, you need to hustle more, you need to hustle more. I think people do generally want to hustle. I think they've got to, really work out fundamentally what they want, commit to that, then take actions, decide, commit and act. But I think that, rest and reflection and realignment with what your goals are and who you really want to be. And the word fulfillment, I think, is a separate conversation again. I think fulfillment is a bit more of a life goal. Whereas happiness is instantly attainable. We can all be happy, just have to choose to be, right? Happiness you can be now, fulfillment you need to find and hold on to. Happiness now, fulfillment you need to find and hold on to, right? Two things. That's the first one. The second one is that resting on reflection and refinement, who you really want to be, that happens after hustle. Now, if you don't hustle, if the whole idea is that let's not hustle, but let's just, focus on getting in alignment who we really are, the challenge is you don't really get anywhere when it comes to growing a business and becoming an entrepreneur. So there's time for hustle, and then there's time for going out there and being reflecting and looking back and saying, how well did I do in 2018, and what should I do better, and all those kind of things. Plus, what did I do well? What can I improve on? That's rest and reflection. So for me, hustle comes first. Rest and reflection is a key part to a successful entrepreneur, but you can't be that without hustle. At all. I think you be that without hustle. It's got to be, you got to have that balance. But people say to me, Aaron, work-life balance. Here's my one takeaway. Work till you have a life that you want. That's going to take some hustle sometimes. You have to work. I mean, I worked for years and years and years and years and years of my life so that I could start to have more of a balance. And then as you get older or you achieve some more of your goals, you kind of balance out more if you want to. But you can't ask for work-life balance when you're in your 20s and you've got no money and you want to start a business. It's not about work-life balance. It's about hustling and getting that thing you want to get done. And again, don't confuse work-life balance with the words fulfillment. Some people think, well, I have to have a balance to be fulfilled. That's bullshit. You're going to be happy and fulfilled. Fulfillment is not about work-life balance. I work my ass off in all of my companies, my charity, my family. My fulfillment that I get is not based upon the lack of hours that I do. part of the fulfillment that I get within my life is based upon the amount of hours I go and do and fulfill my obligations to help and serve the world, to live life by design, not by default. So those two things are working against each other if you think about it when it comes to a work-life balance. So I want you to think about it. Fulfillment and happiness are separate things. Hustle needs to happen first. And if you're looking for a work-life balance, we'll work until you get the life that you want.
Cool. Covers
Make
that.
sense?
Awesome.
Good.
Lauren, you got some more stuff for us?
We can probably take one more, yeah? For time
Yeah,
one
we've got
more?
time for one more.
So Thomas, he asked on the topic of work-life balance. He says, with the holidays coming up, I want to take time off to spend with my family, but I can't help. I think about work 24/7. So how do I go about leaving work at work and enjoy times off because it's having a negative impact on my personal life?
Great. So I'll say to you this, anything you really care about, you'll never not think about. Richard Branson goes on holidays, he's still thinking about it. You know, Oprah goes on holidays, she's still thinking about her business. In fact, the goal should not be to get away from not thinking about it. The goal should be getting to a position where you love what you do, so you enjoy it. Anyone that is, that needs to run away from their work, it's maybe because they haven't found a way to be able to, really maybe understand what it is that they do and really connect on a deeper level with what that may be. Number one. But number two, if you want to have a great holiday, then you need to learn how to plan. You need to learn how to get ready before your holidays. Don't try and get into 2019 and say, okay, now it's time for me to be able to have be able to sit down and plan what I want. Now I'm into 2019. You want to have a great holiday, two things. One, plan your 2019 before your holiday, number one. And number two, if you're trying to run away from work, stop and think about what it is that you do. I mean, if you do something that really helps a person or a business or something like that, to me, even when it's really tough, and you get really tiring and your friends and family are saying why you'd work so hard, when you think about what it is that you do, and if you do something that's really cool and really helps a person or a business, then that's why you do what you do, right? So for me, plan your 2019, but you shouldn't be running away from work. You should be thinking about how work can really benefit your life and benefit and be a part of what you do, because anything that's worth having and any business that you find that really does help people or help a company or whatever product or service you have, you're going to find that there's going to be some hustle involved. So how do you get past the hustle and make it feel not as much like work is remembering what it is that you get to do on a daily basis. So get your 2019 in order by planning before it. But when it comes to how you feel about your work, I think the goal is not running away. It's getting to a point where others are running your business for you and with you. And when you think about your business, you don't always think about the challenge. You think about the progress and the things you get to do at the same time. And you're never going to stop thinking about your companies. And I really don't think that should be an entrepreneur's goal. I don't think I don't think anyone in the best of what they do ever switch off. An athlete, an artist is always looking at, things that they can take in to say, I can maybe paint something. An athlete's always thinking about what they can eat every morning, and what their exercise is going to be for when they're going to be on the court next. An entrepreneur is always looking for the next thing, so you're never going to totally switch off. I just think you need to be really reframing your mind around what it is that you do and getting yourself in a space where you love what you do again. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Love it. This has been Aaron Live, our 11th episode, hanging out for an hour and a bit, hanging out with you guys. We're going to be doing this again next month, finishing off our season of Aaron Live, coming out with a bigger and a badder show in 2019. We've got some really cool changes in store for you. So I hope you guys have loved this. Like it, share it, comment, give it some love, because the more love that you give it, the more that we want to keep doing it just for you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed Aaron Live this month, November 2018, and taking some things away from it. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am Aaron Sansoni, and this show is dedicated to making you have a life where you can live by design and not live by default. Thanks for hanging out at Aaron Live, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.